just a bloke in a bar.
Do you guys do you have anything that like weirdly makes you angry or irritates you? Mine is chalk on a board.
Oh, like that. Hair elastics.
Hair elastics?
Chicks wearing hair elastics.
That just like infuriates you.
I fucking hate it.
Have you got anything, Eddie?
I'm trying to think. Nothing's like jumping out at me. When people bite down on their cutlery. That fucks me.
Oh, really? Yeah, that does fuck me up actually thinking about it.
Like, don't fucking do that, bro. Use your lips.
Yeah.
Relax too, like it's steel.
Like, it's pretty hectic what you're doing over there. And it's very off-putting. Shout out to my wife.
Does she bite on it?
She's wooed up over the years, but it's been a tough journey.
Oh, I'm getting
like,
angry.
Ella, stop biting your fucking spoon.
I just feel like it'd chip your teeth as much as anything else.
Well, it's completely unnecessary. It really is. Anyway.
Have some delicacy about the way you go about things.
Yeah, woo up. Like,
You've been extremely uncouth.
It's also like not been that long since your last meal. You're not ravenous. In The Last of Us, they bite down on their cutlery heaps hard. That fucking wigged me out as well.
In that scene.
They're just when they're eating, right?
Yeah.
I'm
but
like,
they're
bro,
all,
you don't eat the cutlery. You're eating the fucking.
But they're starving. You know,
But that's what I'm saying.
Ella's
If you-
well fed.
That's what I'm saying.
She's
If you're
well
in,
Well, like she's
got access to food every single day.
yeah. She
has
gets
access to food.
she gets her calories in. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what you need a day, but she's getting them.
Yeah.
She's not getting more than that.
You're not
she's getting a
starving
healthy
her.
enough.
You're not starving your wife.
She doesn't go hungry.
It's not The Last
She
of
doesn't
Us
go
at your
hungry.
house.
She
It's
doesn't
not
go
The
hungry.
Last of Us.
She doesn't go hungry. That's how I'd put it.
Have you-
But yeah, that fucks me off.
It's chalk on a board for me.
Chalk on a board. I don't like nails on a board.
Nails
like
on
the
a
thought
board.
of someone putting their nails down a board wigs me
That
out.
gets me, yeah.
Yeah, see, just
makes me
when I hear the
ill.
writing of the chalk, it just makes me mad. I don't know what
I
it
don't
is.
mind. I actually think there's something kind of satisfying about the chalk on the board.
I hate it. Maybe because I didn't enjoy school. I don't know, but did you enjoy school? Are you the kind of people that are like, oh, I miss school?
No, I
certainly
miss
don't
the
miss school.
freedom that youth provided.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I think that is like hindsight. It wasn't that free. You had to go to fucking school for 6 hours a day.
No, but life generally was.
You didn't have to worry
free
about
as
anything?
fuck. You didn't have to work. You didn't have to.
You didn't have to work. It was.
Yeah.
There was.
and
there
also,
was
like,
an
you were just
innocence to
around
it.
your mates every single day. Even though you had to go to classes and shit. Like, again,
Uni
post-school, you have
was way
context.
better
Yeah, uni was
because
better.
the government just gave you money. You just fucking slept in and fucked around
Yeah.
and did like. I think I had like literally like 6 hours of classes a week.
Yeah, you really didn't.
School was pretty hectic, bro. We had to do sport on Saturdays up at fucking.
Did you do sports Saturdays?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fucking
How's
hope
this
you did.
Wednesdays? Fucking love
What do you
Wednesdays.
mean you didn't play sport on a weekend?
Not for my school.
Oh really? Yeah. Saturday was big
That was
sport day.
fucking sports day.
Nah,
Yeah.
Wednesdays for us, and we
So
was
you would
half day.
compete against other schools on a Wednesday?
Yeah.
What in Arvo?
Yeah. So school would be from 1 till 12, and then boom, you bang off to whatever sport you got.
Hold on, school was from when?
Sorry, not 1 to 12, 8 till 12, whatever the fucking 9
Right.
till 12, whatever. So half a day, and we had sports uniforms. You had sports uniforms.
Well, when you got to wear sports uniforms all day.
Oh, and it's so nice and breezy. You don't have to wear those long things with a tie and that. And then we'd shoot off, and for the rest until 3 o'clock, we'd play our sport.
Mate, we used to have to do fucking homework at night and shit.
Well, that's school, dude.
Yeah, but like you had to do prep from like 7 till 9 or something.
Yeah.
It's pretty heck.
I took a stance against homework from a very young age. Like I was like, I don't feel like you should own my time when I'm away
A
from
stance or a stance?
you. Did I say stance?
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay.
I don't think there's any place for homework until well into high school.
Well, I was
Agree.
always just against it because I was like, no, like I'm at home. This is me time. I get to do what I want to do, and you don't get to dictate that. I never did homework ever.
Never? You
Ever.
just gamed from 7 till like 6 in the morning.
Pretty much, either training, playing sport, or video games.
Good for
That
you,
was
bro.
it. And it worked. I guess
I was not good at school. Like I wasn't, I think I probably was. There was a genius within, but not like the commitment that required.
Genius within.
Well, schooling is basically like it's just like
Memory.
effort. It's effort.
Yeah.
Because if you put in more effort, you're going to memorize more.
Yeah.
But
And
the
that's
thing
it.
is, you put it like what the real world's about is like you put effort into what you're interested in.
The schooling doesn't.
It's just about learning to learn kind of thing. Learning
There are some
to put
things
effort
you
in.
should learn, but it's like
Sort of, but
I might
it's-
prefer more practical shit. Like, hey, teach me how to change a tire. Teach me how to fucking actually do taxes. You know what I mean? Like
That's one thing that we didn't have. They didn't even
Budgets.
talk about
budgets.
taxes.
Teach me about real world shit.
Maybe it's changed. Maybe
No,
they
it
did.
hasn't.
No,
Really?
it hasn't.
Because I
It's
got
a waste
message.
of time.
I got message once when I was like, "Why don't they teach us taxes?" Like, "Oh, they do now." And I was like,
bullshit.
We didn't even talk about taxes when I was coming through. I didn't even know
learn
what they
about
were.
an obscure Egyptian pharaoh for fucking
And it's
6 hours.
it's all geared towards. It's the schooling's geared towards intelligent people. Like if in English you are taught to learn about fucking how to find themes in Shakespeare's plays, like how does that benefit some cunt that
Who's just a creative fucking dude who likes to paint?
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's not going to give a fuck about that shit.
Yeah.
But then you've got the Steiner schools where it's like you go there and basically you don't need to wear shoes and you just eat dirt and run around free range schooling, which is like maybe that's too extreme. Can we not have like a middle ground?
I don't know how free. I think it's a bit of a myth that you like shoeless eating dirt.
No, dude, I'm pretty sure you go in. They don't even have like classes. It's like you just walk into that bush. School's in that way. You just walk into a bush and eat dirt and like.
And they're literally like hidden in cubby houses and shit.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
here's school.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what Steiner schools are. At least that's what I've been led to believe.
It's all a bit ridiculous, really, isn't it?
To be honest, when you go even
But
deeper,
I don't miss.
I think uni's more ridiculous.
Uni
The amount
is
you have to
honestly,
fucking
unless
pay-
you're doing like
doctor, lawyer.
some sort of like medical degree or a lawyer or something,
Yeah.
maybe teaching. Everything else is a complete and utter bullshit.
I just
Like,
paid
it's
off
one of
my
the great
HEX.
whirlpools of
I
the
finished
time.
uni 10, 12 years ago. I don't know what year it was. I just paid off my HEX bill.
20.
Oh, really?
15, I think.
2015.
14,
Yeah.
2014.
You go a
Like-
bit deeper, everything's useless and pointless.
Dude, we were doing dance classes. Like we had to do like a dance.
What was that called? What was that class called? Fuck, 10 points if you get that
Theatre
right.
media or some shit.
Yeah, but it was
You did
there was
dance
like
classes?
Com 130.
Com 130.
Is that what it was?
Dude, that's good.
Hang on a sec. You did dance classes at uni.
Not like
You
regular
had to take
ones.
your shoes off and like skip around in a fucking room and
Yeah,
shit. And
and
I
it was
remember
like-
we got a couple of mates who were a bit awkward and
Yeah.
like Arkins was very
Oh
like,
yeah. No. There are a few people that's like.
what was it for? What degree is that helping you towards?
Well, there was like theatre media people who would do that. Like that was almost all they did. They juggled.
This is
and
just
danced.
a class called Com 130.
Yeah.
Actually, it went all year. And you had to do like
You know, I had to do it
lip-syncing.
again.
You had to do
I was with
lip-sync?
Ella. Me and Ella were in the same fucking class.
Was it lip-syncing?
You had to
Yeah.
lip sync a
Oh,
song and
were
dance
you
to
like-
it. It was fucked, bro.
No, you legitimately had to do that.
But you know what? The uni was awesome because there was almost something about it where it was like you could just fuck around and like
You could.
be creative.
It
and
was
like
the best.
Try shit and
You could use other people's assignments and they wouldn't care. Like you could just go, "Oi,
probably not
sorry,
paying
like
best.
I know that my assignment's late, but like, you know, someone died or whatever." They just go, "Sure, you get
I
an extra
accidentally
week."
submitted
They
a
don't
full
care.
assignment. I didn't mean to. Like obviously I plagiarized frequently, but I submitted an entire assignment that was 100% plagiarized. I obviously submitted the wrong thing because I like to try and change some shit, do a bit of like artsy stuff. That was where I got creative.
You got some respect.
I got creative ripping off people.
Yeah.
And the fucking my like teacher called me and goes, "Hey mate, just want to let you know that like we put it through the fucking turn it in like it's 100% plagiarized." And I was like, what?
What do you
He's
mean?
like, yeah, it's
man?
100% plagiarized. I'm like, that's not intentional. Obviously, I wouldn't be stupid enough to. And he's like, you've got 2 days to redo it. I was like, oh, thank God. So I just went and changed it. Whereas Steph at Sydney Uni, my wife, she got failed for an entire class because she quoted herself in an assignment and forgot to reference herself. And so she had to do the whole fucking subject again in summer. I was like, that is criminal. She had to pay for the fucking subject again.
No way.
She quoted herself, bro. And she went in there and she's like, I get it. I didn't reference myself, but it was myself. And it was one line. It was like one line.
That is an outrage.
Tinfoil hat. I reckon that the lecturers get a little bit of commission. Like the more people
Yeah.
you fail, the more people that have to do the course again.
Yeah.
A little bit
commish.
of ching, little commishi.
Tinfoil hat.
Little 10% of commishi.
Little 10%er.
I reckon.
Yeah.
So
Just a bit of
10%.
Skrilla.
100%.
Bit
You
of
got
cheese
10%
here
of-
under the table.
Because to fail for an entire subject for that is fucking absurd.
She had to do
in the
summer
extreme.
school, dude.
You should be able to sue over that, honestly.
Dude, I was fucking ropeable. Now,
I'm going to court
had
over
I
that
not
shit.
been a, sporadically employed individual, and with no money behind
should have
me,
represented
something
you.
like that, I would have gone down there and I would have fucking taken it all the way.
You should have
Highest court in
represented
the
her.
land.
I reckon you would have gone well if you represented her.
I would have stood there and gone, that's fucked. Is that the entirety of your
Like,
case, Mr.
look,
Birmingham? I go,
yes, she didn't reference herself, and technically the facts are on their side, but you've got to admit this is fucked.
this is fucked. Oi, bruh, this is fucked.
When you do that, usually it is
I
fucked.
rest my case.
You got to go, it's pretty fucked.
Boy, bro, this is fucked. Case closed.
Case
Yeah.
closed, thank you.
Yeah, I would have done it.
Uni.
But yeah, waste of time and
So,
money.
would
But
you-
not waste of time either because you have so much fun.
It's amazing.
It's a
But the thing is-
catch-22.
but what it is
because you can hide behind the fact that you're at uni, so you don't actually have to. You can. Yeah, you don't have to do anything.
It gives you it prolongs your youth a little bit, right? So you can fuck around for it long, which I think's actually good.
I like that.
I think the idea of finishing school and going straight into like a KPMG fucking like, hey, like
2H.
Bro, live your life.
Yeah, so
especially getting that youth allowance, baby.
Yeah,
that'd be a great university slogan. Prolong your youth.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, oh, that's the uni we go to.
But the problem is, prolong your youth, get in debt, and then we're gonna fucking. Isn't there now interest on your fucking?
No, it's indexed against.
Index, whatever. Not a great
against
fucking,
inflation.
Still not good. And then you've got to pay it off for the next fucking 50 years. You're basically just giving kids debt.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, in terms of our system versus the US system, where you actually have to borrow money from the bank and you fucking pay interest on that, and the loans are like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like I was at uni for 4 years, it was like 30 grand. You know what I mean? In the global scheme, it's not that bad.
But it's not reasonable because you come out with a qualification. Here you go. Now go get a job. And it's like, well, fucking how many cunts have uni degrees who don't have jobs or like don't have the job they want? Or
well, who are you going to hire? Someone that's been working in the industry for 4 years or someone that's been at uni for 4 years?
Yeah.
I'm going the industry guy.
My uni degree was obsolete the second I walked out of there. They were talking about the future of audio being digital radio, which if you've ever driven in a tunnel, they stop working. Yeah. They're going to be in every car and every fucking thing and then
they don't work.
They don't work. Digital radio doesn't work. You're better off going fucking AM.
It actually does, like heaps of the channels in Sydney don't work.
No.
It's fucking ridiculous.
But guess what? You can listen to like country music channel and fucking this one. It's like, yeah, but if I'm in a tunnel, it turns off. So this thing's a piece of shit. And then podcasting. I should have run lectures.
You should run lectures now. What do you reckon? What would your criteria for passing be?
Fucking, is it any
Can you
good?
dribble? If you start dribbling and I sit there for 10 minutes and I'm not like, what the fuck?
Dribble and yarn. If you keep me entertained for 10 minutes,
you can be a radio host.
Yeah, I'd pass you on like fucking bender chat. Like what?
So you got to get into your.
That
work
is
with
true
them.
because you're in your natural state then too.
Yeah, you're in your natural flow.
You see who they are as a person.
You on a bender sometimes can become insufferable.
True. That is true.
That's you have to pass me.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. You get past the bender boss.
I'm like the
final boss.
Final boss of bending. If you can out dribble him fucking on a bender, you must have the loudest voice in the country.
Get an HD.
I tell you what, new people have arrived on benders that you're like, I don't even know you as a bloke. Because like sometimes you're in deep, you're all huddled in deep. It's the sun's coming up nearly, not fully. They're just you can see
the morning
orange.
Birds are starting to chirp though, and they're wigging you out.
And you're going, who the fuck is this guy? Where have you been hiding, you fucking weirdo?
Yeah.
Weirdos come out of the crack.
Oh my God.
And then you head for the hills.
That's when you go, and you go, oh fuck. You book an Uber without telling anyone, you go, oh my Uber's here. And everyone's like, you going? You're like, yeah, fuck you're hearing this guy?
It's getting fucking weird.
It's getting really weird.
Oh man. Some dark things have happened on benders, I tell you.
Yeah.
That is good, though, the final boss of Dribble and Yarn.
Yeah,
if you want to be a radio host, you bend with Eddy.
Not even a radio host, podcast.
Actually, what am I talking about? See, I'm conditioned.
Yeah, you are.
I'm conditioned by the fucking machine. The Matrix got me.
Yeah, it's got you.
The Matrix has got you big time.
The Matrix.
Tom and I think of ourselves now as I reckon we could be podcast consultants.
Yeah.
I reckon you could, for sure, 100%.
A lot of money in consulting.
Dude, consultancy.
Bro, consultancy is the most vague but also powerful thing you can do.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's powerful.
We were looking at it the other day. Or was it on the podcast today? I don't know. Fucking
Monday, I think.
Monday. We spent the government spent $8 billion on consultants, like the last year or something like that.
$8 billion.
Do your own research, but it was in the billions.
Consultancy coin.
It was in the billions.
And you need maybe we should reach out to the government and do podcast consulting to them.
Yeah. Every business now has like a podcast room in their fucking thing. It's like
4 of the biggest companies in Australia are all consultancy firms, and they just consult.
Fuck. So can you ring up and be like, oh, my missus is angry at me. What do you reckon about this?
Yeah, dude. Well, that's why I think because you don't want to. The key to consultancy is like keep it vague.
Yeah.
Charge through the eyeballs.
Yeah.
And keep it vague.
But have no targets to hit.
No. You just fucking
vague. Charge through the arse. Vague. That's what you need to remember.
Because you just need to be able to like basically give advice on anything.
And get like young hungry kids, and like enslave them. That's. The promise of like one day you'll be a partner and you'll make shitloads of money. Yeah. But for now you're on 40 grand working fucking 30-hour
It really
days.
is the only profession where you just go, oh, I'm a consultant. Whereas like you can be a consultant of literally anything. That's what sort of like got my spidey senses tingling was when
people that are consultants introduce themselves just as consultants, and I'm like, that's too vague.
It's
for
too
me.
vague, dude.
That is way too vague.
It's like, hey, I'm a person.
Like I'm a financial consultant, sure. I'm a marketing consultant, sure.
But
just to
just a
be a
consultant?
consultant, I'm a consultant. What
Yeah.
the fuck does that mean?
You could be like a fucking hitman consultant. You could be
Yeah, dude.
Jason Bourne consultant.
But like, you could be a yoga aficionado.
Consultant.
Which is this guy right here, a yoga consultant.
You're a yoga consultant.
Yes. They consult me on how many M&Ms in a yoga mix is
You know
the
what?
right number.
Yeah.
You
well,
are
it's
the
about
number
that.
one consultant, a Titanic consultant.
Titanic consultant.
So you're multiple consultants.
That's all a consultant should be. In an ideal world, a consultant is a jack of all trades, master of
intended?
none, though.
Pun intended?
No.
You
But
want to
yes.
you want to cast a wide net.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to consult on as many things as possible.
So if you've got a problem, come to me and I'll fix it.
But if you
'Cause you
need
consult.
podcast advice, it may not be good, but we'll offer it.
We will consult you.
Yeah.
Yep. And you will pay through this.
And
Yeah, you
but
gotta pay.
you'll get a huge
No, it's
invoice for it.
Fucking expensive.
What do you got? What were you going to say, Matty?
Oh, yeah. So I just looked up the consultancy thing. So the federal government spent $888 million on consultant-related contracts just last financial year. So if you do the math, $8 billion, say, last decade.
Billion was in the billions for some period of time. Again,
Yeah.
but that was also D or Dave looking that up, so it was probably completely wrong.
Well, I mean,
800 million in a year is not nothing, though, is it? We
feel
need a
like-
slice of that.
Yeah, we need a slice of that for sure.
We
I
need a
feel
slice
like
of that.
being a consultant
That's a
has
big
just
pie.
replaced the word for being handy. You know what I mean? It used to be, I'm just a handy bloke that knows some shit.
Just an advice guy,
but there's
a wise
there's-
guy.
no,
Wise guy.
No, but handy people, there's things that they do, like their
okay.
work is physical
Okay.
and you can see it with your eyes.
Yeah, consultancy's
You know?
vague.
Like, fuck, that drywall needs replacing and now it's been replaced.
All the handy bloke.
Call
yeah.
a handy bloke.
Yeah, fair. So maybe they've taken inspiration from
Got a bit of welding to do. Call the handy bloke.
We'll call the welder.
Call the handy bloke. You can do a bit of work because if you
But
just
not
got
a- but I wanna be a
but if you got a little bit of welding to do, you can find a bloke that can do a bit of welding. Doesn't need to be a welder. You can do a bit of welding.
Yeah, he's handy. He can do multiple things.
True,
He's not
okay.
an expert in one thing.
No, you can do a bit of welding.
Yeah,
I got a question for you. Let's say your missus just randomly, there's something that needs to be done in the house and she hires a hubby or something like that. Does that hurt the man card? Does that hurt the heart?
Steph's mum literally brought over WD-40 the other day.
He's been replaced by his mother-in-law, which I think's worse.
No, but I still do it. But she will be like, the door's squeaky. Here's some WD-40.
You can be replaced by the father, but mother-in-law is pretty hectic.
no,
What about this? There was something that needed doing. You weren't asked to do it, and you get home and there's fucking hot guys in the house.
That's how porno start, dude.
Hire a hubby.
Oh, and he's sweaty.
What do you
and
say?
he's got
Like,
big
shirt off.
forearms.
What do you say?
Oh, you just got to
Like, do you go into a rage out the blocks?
Do you call him out and hope that you can beat him in a fight? Because that's your last
Dude,
scrape
I
of.
constantly get alphaed in my own home by my mother-in-law and even Steph's brother, who's he's like 50, I think.
Yeah.
Good man. And they were over one time and I was like, does anyone need a drink? Sweet. Oh, you want some wine? Great. I go to start opening the wine, which I've done a billion fucking times. I know how to open a bottle of wine with a cork in it. And then they were like, oh, just let Robert do it. He can do it. I'm like, no, I'm fucking, it's my house. I can do it. They're like,
Yeah.
no, he's really good. I'm like, fuck it, he can do it. Like, Jesus.
So you've obviously fucked it.
Yeah, you must have failed
I haven't,
before.
no.
you must.
For them not to have confidence in you.
You must have.
Because that's unfair
Well, I
on
just
you.
don't think they have confidence in me generally, right?
Clearly.
Clearly.
You know what? If you learnt how to wrestle, then any time that happens again, you just go, let's fucking wrestle.
Let's fucking go. No, I
'Cause
can
that-
wrestle, dude.
Oh, you can wrestle?
I can wrestle, dude.
You reckon you could beat your the older brother in a wrestle or what?
Doesn't he? Isn't
I could wrestle with the best of them.
he a jiu-jitsu guy?
No, that's her, older brother, so his son. So he's kind of like her nephew, but he's the same age as us. He'd fuck me up.
He'd fuck you up.
Yeah.
So as long as he's not open wine bottles and you actually sweat.
No, we're cool. But again, if me
cool.
and his dad were wrestling, then he'd fuck me up.
I tell you what.
But I'm not in the business of fighting my family.
Oh, wrestling's not fighting.
No, just a bit
it's
of
not.
fun wrestle.
Wrestling's not fighting.
Just a bit of backyard, take the shirts
Bit
off.
of a brouhaha, a
roll
bit of
around.
fun, roll around.
Who's going to open the wine bottle?
Do you think Latrell and Richie Whiten hate each other?
Great point.
They're fucking best mates.
Great point. They're family.
Wrestling's not fighting.
No, it's not. Wrestling's good for the soul.
It's great for the soul.
Isn't that right, Tom?
Yeah, it really is good.
I tell you what, nothing would
We
get
had a
my.
wrestle the other day.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, we did.
I won't disgrace the sanctity of a wrestle by asking who won. I think keep it private.
Dude,
keep
to be honest, I woke up the next day.
It ebbed and flowed.
It did ebb and flowed,
which is that's such a wrestle thing.
I thought I thought I was getting arthritis.
You look like you got a bit of cauliflower ear, actually.
A little bit here. That was from my footy days.
Might have to strap your head for the potty.
I know. I woke up the next day and I was like, what the fuck? Listen, I will say a lot of tequila involved after a live stream. Thankfully, no one else.
Oh, and you didn't live stream it?
No.
Yo, you've let the dribbler down.
Fuck
Come
that.
on.
It wasn't a planned wrestle.
I'm telling you right now, every dribbler listening would have loved to have watched that. That would have been prime time podcast.
You need to keep some things private.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, okay.
But it's at all I remembered from the next morning, because I was like, why the fuck's my knuckle so sore? And I was wigging out. I was getting like arthritis at fucking 33.
I woke up, had a fight last night.
And I was like,
again.
Jesus, fuck, that's sore. And I was like, Steph, I think you're getting arthritis. She's like, well, it's bruised. And I was like, oh, you're right. It's bruised. She's like, what'd you do? And I'm like... And I just had this flashback, and it was me on the ground and Eddy on top of me, choking my fucking neck. And I was like, oh, yeah. No.
Like, literally, we're like that.
Like old school.
Oh, it was like when in The Simpsons when fucking Homer choked my... I'm like,
Oh, that is great.
Yeah, good stuff.
Fucking great stuff, boys.
Yeah.
You should be podcast consultants.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Podcast consultant. Now, Bloke Steedens, they're available on bloke.shop. We have sold way over halfway, so if you want some, make sure to get in now. Also, coming very soon, the brand new Bloke jerseys this year. New design. The Bloke jerseys, obviously last year, they were a massive hit at Magic Round. So coming very soon, the brand new design. Limited edition. So last year what we did was we sold out of the Bloke jersey before Magic Round, and then we relaunched them because there was so much demand for them. Now we are releasing this amount and this amount only. So set aside your $99, set aside, because what we're going to do is basically we're going to do a pre-sale, and for everyone the real punter and the dribbler that gets in the pre-sale gets it for $99, and then after a certain date, it's going to be $120. So make sure to set aside $99 for the next few weeks, because the brand new Bloke jerseys are coming. They are a sick design. They're very different to the other jerseys, and you're going to rep them on Magic Round. They're going to be ready to go for Magic Round. I've got to get you boys, sir. Did I get you like the last ones as well or no?
You've given me the first one.
The first one. We'll give you the second one. You don't have to wear it. You can just have it. So you might be able to
I didn't get the second one. I only got the first one.
So the second one's not out yet.
Well, we haven't got it.
I don't have it either.
Well, fucking hell, we
It hasn't arrived on the shores.
That's why I didn't get it.
That's why we haven't worn it.
Yeah, fair.
Also,
fair point.
hellosport.shop. Roses.
Oh, you've got them back in stock.
They're back on stock.
They're
back in
basically
stock.
sold out again, but they did go up.
I will say,
They're basically gone. But if they aren't gone by the time
I
you
tell
see
you
this,
what, they're very popular.
I was going to say,
Extremely
our most popular hat to date.
I think
Comfortably.
if there's one thing that Hello Sport is number one in the game at, it's the hat game.
Yeah, we're the hat guys.
You're the hat guys.
We move hats.
We move hats. Kids move hats.
Fucking move hats.
Kids move hats.
So guys, if you do one of these hats, I'd be fucking getting in there real quick.
Yeah, I'd be getting in real fucking
Because
quick.
Oh, yeah.
they are everywhere. Everywhere.
And they're moving like hotcakes. I was a little bit like, well, we've already done a couple of jobs, like maybe they'll move a bit slower.
Nah.
Moving again.
As I said, I will
Moving quick.
happily admit you're number one in the hat game.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you so much.
I'm
And
happily
the
admit
whole
that.
game, generally. All the games.
Yeah.
All the games. Except the cycle game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the steroid game. We aren't there yet.
Oh, you mean cycling?
Nah.
Also, get down to your nearest IJ Liquor in New South Wales to get a case of Bloke for $50. That is right, a case of Bloke for $50. If they don't have it, just ask, and they can order some in because they're probably sold out. Also, make sure to try our Bloke midi. It is flying. It's hotcakes in a beer form because it is absolutely flying. People are loving the midi. And as of today, in New South Wales and Queensland, every single bottle-o has Bloke Lager on special, just in time for the long weekend. So get down today, as we speak, in every single bottle-o, Bloke Lager is on special. So head in and give it a try. And a lot of the bottle-os also might have our midi as well, so give that a try. Let's get into the footy rugby league news. Let's get into the rugby league news,
The
guys.
greatest game of all.
It really doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. It won't quit.
Give it a go. Yeah, nice.
My voice is
Can't you go high?
Well, it's about my throat issues that I've got at the moment.
You can't do
Oh,
that.
you can't go high.
I've lost my voice, guys. Did I have a voice of an angel when I was in the choir as a kid? Yeah, I did. I've lost
He was
it.
a fat little choir boy.
I wasn't fat then.
Yeah,
but
you
I was
were.
a
I've seen
choir boy.
photos of him.
Dude, I'll find the photo. We can put it
I
in
can
here.
see his like belly getting slapped and
No,
stuff.
dude.
You know, like you know the German guy
Fuck, I
of
don't
The
have the
Simpsons,
photo.
that German little kid.
He looked like him.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah,
He looked
Gunther.
like
I wasn't Gunter. Fuck.
Gunter? Gunter.
Unti.
Oh, 100%.
Looked like Gunter.
Dude, there's a photo getting around. I've got it somewhere, but it's me in like the full chorister's fucking outfit with like this neck thing holding like a hymn book.
So like in a church.
Well, for school.
You used to do weird shit as a kid.
Well, I'm
just going to say
these
that.
weren't like fucking things that I wanted to
Choir
do.
boy.
At school,
Choir
you had
boy.
to.
Church.
Fencing,
You're good?
judo.
Judos. What's wrong with judo?
Did you
Sorry,
do judo?
Yeah, dude.
So you got a hip toss in you?
Fucking oath.
Oh, well,
I
didn't
won
the other
regional,
night.
buddy. I was I only got
Yeah,
the
I
orange
was
belt.
shocked. I didn't see as much judo the other
Really?
night.
Didn't see any
Please.
judo?
Apparently, I've look again. I barely remember. But apparently, I literally undertaken him while he was on top choking me. And I just like sat up.
Fuck off.
That's when it's.
He did. I think.
Yeah,
at least I've been
That's what
influenced
I've
by
been told.
Tobler, who told us that.
Tobler told us that.
Mate, I
Apparently I
think
sack-whacked him as
I
well.
think the punter and
He did
dribbler.
sack-whack me.
I think the punter and
Played
dribbler
dirty,
have been
babe.
robbed. I think that'd be a pay-per-view, I reckon.
There's footage.
Of course, it'd be a paper.
Oh, there's footage.
I haven't seen it.
Wow.
I don't want to see it, to be honest.
This will be the
Give me anxiety.
mysterious
we
footage.
might sell
then.
it one day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could sell it to like.
It's like a bloke's sex tape.
Yeah.
Imagine that in like a
Too hot.
Christie's auction. And
do
next lot 301. Tom and Eddy wrestling.
Full of tequila.
Now
Righto,
some
rugby
great
league.
great rugby league yarns going, boys. It doesn't. This game will never die because the yarns don't die. And if the yarns stay alive, it stays alive.
Yeah.
Yarn is the basis of everything, really. When you think
Keeps
about
the
it.
world going
It's like the Olympic flame.
It fucking really is.
Yeah.
It fucking really is. Tigers put out a jersey that had a stock image of an American soldier. They called it the commemorative jersey for the Anzac weekend. On Rd6, the journo said the Tigers then claimed they collaborated with the Holsworthy Army Barracks, who cited and approved all collateral relating to the release of the jersey. Paul Kent then chased the Defence Force. This is where Kenty's old school journalism, because like a lot of people
Hard-nosed journo shit.
a lot of people don't realise this. He actually used to be. I mean, he still is a good journalist because he does get scoops or whatever. But he actually used to be like a gun journalist.
Scoop guy.
That's where he fucking started. So he chased the Defence Force for a statement, and they said they did not collaborate with the Tigers. In another questionable decision, John Bateman okay, I don't mind. That's not. Who gives a fuck about that?
John Bateman wearing it.
John Bateman modelling it, but come on, like.
No, I'm like it's at the lower end of
But it's-
of
if it's
importance.
the
But like,
totality
but
of
in
it
the
all.
in the whole sphere
It definitely
of
adds to it. Definitely adds to it.
He is English and Anzac is Australian, New Zealand.
Yeah,
It's
There's
as simple
also
as that.
something else that Kenty was saying about like
That's fair.
about the official licenses. Like there was something in the video about like Steeden or something. Like the official licenses went and made the jerseys themselves, and then it was like that also was a lie. It sounds like Maury Povich. That was also a lie when they're doing the lie detector shit.
You did make this jersey.
Yeah.
But then, they usually call it the Anzac commemorative jersey because it's released
But also-
for the Anzac Day weekend games.
I thought
then
it
they
was
changed
initially
it to
called
commemorative.
that. I thought it was initially called the Anzac jersey, and then they started to get a whiff of the fact that it was fucking Yanks and that it was fucked up, and so they were like, "Oh, let's call it the commemorative jersey now." It's a real lie till you die situation, and they fucked up big time.
But listen, if you're going to lie to you die, you've got to be sure as shit that there isn't proof out there that's going to come back to haunt you.
yeah, they don't have that proof. They're silly.
But on
But
this
it's like-
occasion, there's proof everywhere.
It reminds me of young children. Now, obviously, you guys can't necessarily understand what I'm about to say here, but literally, like, Evie will come in and go, "Mum said I could have these fucking tiny teddies," and I'm like, "Did she?" She's like, "Yep," and then I'll just pop my head out and it's like, "I never said that." Like, it's just fuck it, just say whatever you want because that's what you want, like to try and get what you want, and then you get called on it, you're like, "Fuck, that is." A lie."
Do you undercut your wife? Do you like a
Well, sometimes I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it, just have it."
wow, bad parenting, bro?
Yeah, you do.
I read it the other day.
Yeah, yeah.
I was reading parenting and it's like,
Don't undercut. Was it
Yeah.
the parenting journal? I thought you wrote that journal.
well, we contributed.
Yeah.
And we, you know what else we did? We fucking sourced ourselves.
You got to do that.
Because we're good
Otherwise, you're in
parents.
big trouble. You're a good parent.
But
Dude, this is the dumbest fucking thing.
But it's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace.
It is.
It's
honestly,
an absolute disgrace.
The thing that when you look at it and you go, okay, mistakes happen for sure, but if you truly cared about what the jersey represented, this mistake couldn't happen because you would look into everything.
Mate, the Anzac spirit is
mate.
the most sacred of all.
Yeah, you can't
Literally.
be fucking
It's
with
so
the Anzacs,
sacred.
dude.
You can't fuck with the Anzac
Don't fuck.
spirit.
Like, what else is more sacred in the country?
Nothing.
Not,
There
not
is
even
nothing.
national, like nothing. Not even
No,
like
no, no, no,
national
no.
identity.
It's number one.
It's
It's
like
number one.
Anzac.
It is number
spirit.
one.
It's number one. It always has been. It's absolutely the Anzacs are revered, mate.
It literally.
And to not even fucking try to get a stock image off Adobe.
Or just speak to them.
Like, why? As if you wouldn't get off on the blower to the ADF or to like the War Memorial and go, like, what can we do this year? How can we commemorate this year in
Yeah.
different ways than we have in the past? You know, like,
Like
how,
even-
what story can we tell
Well,
here?
even like when I was at the Broncos,
Fucking Adobe.
we would have like, we'd have soldiers take us in, like, go on walks or whatever, or they'd come in and tell us about, you know, the sacrifices that were made before. Like, this is a good opportunity to get our soldiers into the club and say, this is the sacrifices that we made for this country. This is like, that's what this day is all about, is remembering the sacrifices of why we have such a beautiful country.
There's a dribbler in the Punters and Dribblers page, Scotty Bellotti, who made a bunch of other Tigers commemorative round jerseys. And it was like the Tigers Indigenous round jersey had a Native American on there. And then it was like the Pride round had Israel Folau on the front. It was so fucking funny, dude.
Fuck.
It was so funny. But like, it's just lazy, right? It's laziness. There's nothing like intentionally sort of like, they're not intentionally being divisive or fuck. It's just some kid who was tasked with designing it is just a lazy cunt who doesn't get it. And like, fuck it, this image just kind of got orange in it.
Like, are they that lazy about like an Indigenous jersey?
They
You
would
know,
never be.
like, of course they aren't. I
They'd
don't
show it the
understand.
proper respect.
The Indigenous jersey and this jersey are like the only jerseys really that. Well, they're the first two of
Yeah.
importance, right?
Yeah.
Like, surely you spend a little bit of time trying to get that right.
Yeah.
I'm just shocked by it. Like, let's just go to Adobe, get a quick stock image, put it online, we'll make some quick cash. Like,
Yeah.
it's a fucking scat money grab. It's gross.
And dude, they're gonna be taking a little whack on the old jerseys that because they had to fuck it off, obviously, and they're gonna do it all again.
Yeah.
They'd bought them all. They were already selling these hunks of shit.
I just can't believe the lack of respect on something so sacred.
But to then lie about it and say, we got the fucking, what do you think's going to happen?
But you know
what
how
do
much-
fucking think's going to happen when you just say that you
just-
know, we got a clearance from it?
I just can't believe it because, like, rugby league and, you know, the defence, like the Anzacs, it's so joint together at the hip. Like, we learned so much from them. When every squad that I was in showed so much respect towards, you know, all the Anzacs. Like, and so I don't understand. Like, they should be already in contact with whoever it is in the army, like in the Anzacs, to basically come out and even without this day, they should be learning lessons of them, going away on camps with them, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like, we go on camps with them, so I'm not understanding how they could be so disconnected where it's just something you slap together and just go, whatever. I just don't understand
It seems
that happen.
symptomatic of the general Tigers malaise.
Like, they could learn something from our soldiers.
The club generally, I don't know whether anyone else has picked up on this, but it seems like the club generally at the moment is an absolute shit show from top to bottom.
The best lessons I had off the field were from our army.
Well, exactly. And people go, oh, yeah, but you stop. Everyone's sort of like climbing on the Tigers. Like, no. For them not to realise, for the management side of the club not to realise that this is offensive in the extreme, and then try to lie your way out of it, isn't going to ruffle a couple of feathers. And
to lie about it
What
is to fuck up is lazy and it's disrespectful. But to then lie about it and be like, we got clearance from we did this in consultation with fucking
with the
ADF, whatever. It's like,
and they're like, no, you didn't.
no, you didn't. And then it's like, oh, fuck, yeah, no, we didn't. Like, have they said anything since? Have they come out and be like, yeah,
mate.
we actually didn't?
I
Who the
think-
fuck said they did? Who was the person who came? Where's Justin Pascoe on every fucking screen everywhere at every moment? Where's he gone?
Yeah, where's he gone?
And then,
they're sending the players out. They're sending the players out to answer questions.
Are they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
can't
Dewey
wait
and
for this
Bateman and
episode
shit
of
had
Ask
to
the Boss.
fucking... But the players fronted yesterday to the media were Dewey and Bateman to answer questions, and they were getting grilled about it. Poor Bateman's going, well, fuck, I don't actually fucking know anything. I just got here. I just got here. They asked me to put the jersey on. Like, I'm sorry.
You asked me if I'm regretting my decision. Can you ask me that? Yes, I am.
And like I said on yesterday's potty with Smithy, like all the other stuff that has happened at the Tigers over last week, it's fucked. It's stupid. It's like little things that you go, oh man, the Tigers just run poorly. Yeah. This is disrespect to the most sacred thing in Australia.
How could it get worse for the Tigers? This is
literally.
This is how it could get worse.
I think it was your potty where you're like, is this rock bottom?
Yeah.
And you're like, what is rock bottom? Like, I don't know. I don't even know if this is rock bottom, but it doesn't get much worse. It doesn't get much worse than this.
It doesn't get much worse than this.
Unless Justin Pascoe shits in his hand and starts slapping it on his face. Like, this might be the worst.
And the worst thing is the players wear it. Like they're the ones that are going to have to, they run out in the jersey and all that kind of stuff. It's
I feel so bad for Tigers players generally. Like, we shit on the Tigers all the time, but like, it would just be fucked to be at that club.
Oh, mate. Seriously, like when you look at just their forward pack alone, you got Clemmer, you got Api Coruscant, you've got Bateman, Papali'i. Like, these guys are top tier in their position across the board. Go to this club and it's just like, my God. So
it's crazy.
I hope this is the catalyst, because I hope as I said, they can learn something as an organisation from our Army. Our Army are so good and so efficient at what they do. Every company in this country can learn something from our Army. I hope this opens the door for the Tigers to get more involved with the Army.
And they have shown the Tigers over the last 12 years that they do have an ability to learn and improve. So it's very
hopefully
promising.
This is the catalyst, because this is pretty bottom of the barrel stuff.
It is pretty
It's
fucked.
like pretty fucking...
We were calling on Monday's potty for, like, basically that we said that the Tigers fans are now complicit in the demise of their club because they haven't done anything about it, right? They haven't chained themselves to anything. They haven't set anything on fire.
They haven't staged
rioted.
protests. They haven't walked out of the ground. Then
2 days later, what happens? Someone starts
action groups.
Action groups.
Okay.
They're planning a walkout.
Wow.
Planning a walkout on Monday. That's right.
This is very Premier League stuff. I love it.
They want to turn their back and they want to walk out.
You have your right to. You pay your hard-earned cash.
If you're pissed off, you got to do something about it.
And I know
can't
this.
keep complaining about the state of the club and do nothing.
Yeah.
If I was a Tigers fan, I almost would chain myself to the front of the club and go on a hunger strike until Pascoe's gone.
Oh,
you got to make some serious moves.
You got to do things that make people
stand up and listen,
stand up and pay attention.
And look, I know there's going to be people going, "Oh, come on, it's just a picture on a jersey," but
no.
It's the represent.
Who's saying that?
No. I've seen comments of it.
Yeah,
it is the obvious fact that this is a jersey that is supposed to celebrate one of the most proud parts of our country that didn't give a second thought. Just like, boom, 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 see you later, whatever.
I honestly think lying
And
about
profit
it
from it
is
too.
the worst bit. They fucked up from being lazy, and it's like, yeah, dude, people are fucking lazy. And the more you get into like the world, like the workforce, you see how incompetent cunts are.
Yeah.
That doesn't shock me as much. I'm like, it's disgraceful. There's a part of it that's funny because it's the Tigers, but to then lie and be like, no, the Defence Force signed off on this thing, it's like, that's the worst bit. Because that's where you're like, you fucked up, you're not acknowledging it, and now you're trying to weasel your way out of it by fucking bringing the Defence Force in and thinking they're not going to be like, we didn't do shit, bro.
Yeah.
Also, bruh, the Defence Force isn't going to give you a stock photo from Adobe and go, buy this.
And you can see,
what
like,
are you talking about?
it's also,
because you got to buy those photos online.
Yeah.
But that's also where
Nah.
the thing started to come to light, was like in the like different serviceman pages and shit on Instagram being like, they're not the guns we use, that's not the chopper we fucking fly, that's not the uniform we use. Like, they were the cunts that first noticed it.
It's just
because to
crazy.
them it would be so obvious.
Yes, exactly.
You know, like maybe to an untrained eye, it's, you know, play
the same.
on, looks
Yeah.
the same, right? But like to people that know what the fuck they're talking about, like, no.
I picked it up straight away.
As I said. Did you straight away?
Oh, that's not fucking
Well, you got
Australian
to
Army.
trained eye.
Trained eye. Oh, okay.
Trained eye.
Yeah, so at least I hope this is a catalyst, because as I said, Tigers could learn a lot from fucking the Defence Force.
If you're a current
and
NRL player right now, I know you're not, but if you were, and it wasn't the Warriors that offered you that job out of the Broncos, but it was the proud club, the West Tigers, would you go or would you retire?
Well, it just depends. No, I mean, look, I'd go if I still wanted to play rugby league. But if I was on the back end of my career and when I did decide to quit, of course not.
No, just in that same period where because like you said, the Warriors offered you, and then the Broncos came back and were like, well, actually, we'll keep you. If it was the Tigers, like this Tigers, and then the Broncos came back, would you be like, sorry guys, I got something.
I wasn't educated in rugby league enough at that point.
No, but now.
Now.
Is life too short to go play for the Tigers?
Oh, it's hard because I wasn't good enough of a player to pick and choose.
You just don't want to give me an answer.
No, like I'm being serious. Like I wasn't a good enough of a player to be like turning my nose up at the Tigers.
But
like
the
if I was like
Broncos wanted you to stay, didn't they, when you went to the Warriors?
Yeah, at the time. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
And there were other clubs interested for sure.
So then this is not a difficult answer.
But like, but think about it. I played about 40 NRL games. Like, who the fuck am I to turn I'm barely an NRL player. So like, how arrogant of me to turn there are better players currently playing for that jersey than me.
Sure, but
so
I'm
it's
just saying,
disrespectful to them for me to say I wouldn't go.
You don't want to go and fucking swim in the sewage that is
I would go.
Liar.
I would go because I'm not going to disrespect the current players.
You know what?
Players.
You'd fit in there because you're a liar like the club.
Anyway, yeah, so super disrespectful. Hopefully it's a changing point for the club. And I feel sorry for the fans, the players.
I feel sorry for the players.
And also a lot of the staff.
And the fans. No, definitely the fans.
The fans, massively. 100%. And also other people at the club that had nothing to do with this. You know?
Yeah.
As you said, Eddie, there's nothing more sacred than the Anzac spirit. There really is. Like, that's our tippity top.
Yep.
That's our tippity top. Now, just a quick question, Eddie.
Yeah, bro.
So last week, there may have been allegations from you towards me of arrogance or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Was there? And so I don't know.
I saw a man sniffing his own fluffs. That's what I saw.
That's well, you thought you saw that.
No, I did see that.
And it was on fucking camera, wasn't it?
It was literally filmed.
And like, you know,
you said your back was sore.
I was accused of arrogance, and I just wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder. Did you get a bit of a reverse temporary curse? Because Manly played like they already won the game before they ran out on the weekend, and obviously Broncos went out and did the job.
Well, we didn't lose. So I'll start there.
But you're prouder than that, though, aren't you? You're not happy with the draw.
No.
We weren't happy with the draw, but we didn't lose. There's no curses.
You know what
there.
we realised?
I say temporary.
No, what we realised, and this was something we hadn't factored in. And obviously, you're always learning in the game of rugby league. The more winters you see, the more data
clarity.
you can say. Clarity.
Okay.
It was fucking April Fool's Day.
Oh.
You don't fucking play on April Fools. You
know
know
what?
what?
So the jokers.
So the joke was no result.
Yeah.
Joke
We
is
should have bet on the draw.
joke is split the 2 points.
Yeah.
And you know, Tom and Jakey, they love like a bit of a laugh.
No, this is above them. This is
above
just the
them.
rugby league.
Oh, this is rugby league
The
gods.
referees and shit. Like it was the
environment. The
Yeah.
environment. The first game on April Fool's Day was always going to end in draw.
Yeah.
I'll be betting that way moving
moving
forward as well.
Oh, okay.
No doubt.
Can we keep that? So next year you better draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Absolutely.
I will bet a draw first game of April Fool's Day next year, 100%. Probably, well, definitely.
Well, I just think that you went pretty heavily against the Broncos.
I didn't go heavily. I just wanted to see you lose, and you didn't. You're going well.
I didn't go.
You.
I'll let it be known.
I know you actually
It was the
defended
easiest
it.
bet of the week.
I appreciate that.
I won 50 bucks.
appreciate that. You're going
Sebo
well.
thought 15
So
points.
was I?
You're going well.
Was I smelling my own fluff or no?
Mate, just because you were smelling your own fluffs, which you were, doesn't mean the Broncos can't win.
Listen, what I'll say here is in defense of my friend here, Edward, is that you can absolutely sniff your own farts, which you are continuing to do right now. The Tigers were always going to lose to the Broncos. Eddie, I think, was having a crack at glory. You know what? And you know what?
Fuck it.
You got to. It takes a brave man to sacrifice himself at the altar of glory.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Now
yeah.
it didn't work.
Yeah.
But you can't knock a bloke for trying.
I'm not knocking.
Sounds
Well,
like
sounds
you
like
are.
you are.
I'm just
Sounds like
asking.
you're
I'm
knocking
just
a bloke for
asking for a
trying.
bit of clarity.
Sounds like you're having a crack at a bloke just fucking ripping it.
Just trying.
Having a bit of a go. Yeah, listen, I got it wrong. Panned up in the air.
Look, I would have been okay.
Greatness isn't achieved without being,
I got
petty
that.
wrong.
I read that one wrong. I did. I thought, Jesus Christ, this could be bad for the Broncos. It wasn't.
It was dumb.
It was dumb. You fucking put your hand up and you acknowledge your mistakes, your shortcomings, your failures, and you go again. I mean, Michael Jordan missed a lot of shots. Missed a lot of game winners, mate.
So what this is just
He failed over and over and over again in his life, and that is why
He's the greatest.
he succeeded.
So just for clarity,
So that's me.
You still think I'm arrogant?
Yes.
You still
Yes.
think that I was on my own fluff?
Yes.
You still think I'm on the trend?
Yes.
But you got that one wrong. That's it. So you still feel that way, but you just read the messages wrong.
I misread the result in that game.
Okay,
correct.
But you still firmly believe in everything else.
But mate, listen.
True humility is being able to admit when you're wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to have L's in your life.
Yeah.
This is actually a life lesson. You will get L's. There'll be probably there may be more L's than
talk to him.
There may be more L's than W's. Okay? But it's how you fucking bounce back. It's how you get up off the canvas. It's how you respond. That's the making of a man or woman. Okay? So if you can keep marching forward, there's W's ahead.
Yeah.
And that's when you grab them and you shove them down Denon's throat and you go, fucking suck on that.
I feel like it's very specific, like, motivation. Look, I will say, though, Broncos, even though we are top of the table, like, when we get up against our top tier side, I think it's going to be tough.
Well, it's early. You're winning them early. You're not necessarily winning them late. It's one of the
We're
most
not winning them
famous
well.
adages
You know what I mean?
of all time.
Because, like, we have
You're winning them early, you're not winning them late.
Yeah.
So I would not want to be on the top of the table at this point in the season.
you don't want to be on the top.
Very rarely is early season top of the table, reflected in end of season success.
Teams run out of path. Agreed?
And you guys are young, right? So you don't know what it's like to be good at anything. Like, to be like winning and shit. So it's like, it's great now, you're front runners, but then what happens when shit gets tough?
Well, I'm caught between.
You almost lost to the Dragons.
I was going to have a serious conversation about the way they were playing and saying that there are some holes in their game.
Okay,
but I'm caught between just being anti whatever you're saying and saying that.
Speak
Okay,
honestly
speak
about
on.
your club.
Well, I was just going to say that I am a little bit concerned that there are a little bit of holes in their games and they just need to just bring it in a bit, And I think that when we do play one of the top tier sides, if we still have one of those holes in our game, we may find it tough for ourselves. So we are not flying as high as we think we are, but we're also doing well.
Who are the holes? You prepared to fucking call out anyone specifically?
The holes is our completion rate. Holes is our completion rate. And
What are you
making
completing
errors. About, like, last game, I think it was like 71%. Then I
Pretty
think
low.
That's
The gold stand's 80% according to Cooper Cronk.
now, so that's where I go. Like, are we flying as high as Penrith last year when they were on the trot? No, I don't think so.
Has Brisbane played anyone good yet?
Well,
Penrith,
we
they
played
beat
Penrith
first
round
round.
1, but
you
you can consider that
Parramatta.
an
You beat
ambush.
round 1 and 2. You had 2 wins, didn't you?
No, we played the. So we played. Did we play the
Rabbitohs?
Roosters? No, we didn't play the Roosters.
Rabbitohs?
That was Panthers round 1.
Panthers round 1, yeah, but
Cowboys round 2.
yeah, Cowboys. Cowboys round 2.
See, that form line could be misleading because Cowboys are poo. So, like, we thought that was a good win, but Cowboys losing to everyone.
And what was round 3? Not Dolphins. Dolphins round 4.
Dolphins.
Dolphins round 4, wasn't it? Because we were both 4 on the trot. No, Dolphins might have been round 5.
No, we've had 5 rounds. So you played
Dragons?
Tigers?
Dragons.
Yeah, Dragons, when it was 18
So you've
all.
had a cushy run.
Yeah. So
Also, Broncos' second most errors in the NRL behind the
there you go.
behind the
See,
Tigers.
I had that on
South.
vibe. I didn't have the stats. I had the vibe.
Definitely looked at them.
Second most error.
But is there, again, not to parrot our good friend Cooper Cronk, but is there a benefit sometimes to not having super high completion? It might have even been Matthew Johns as well. Completion's not as high, errors, but it's like you're chancing your arm, you're having a crack, you're trying to do some wild shit.
I just think we're too young of a
Great
team
fucking show.
to do that. If you know what I mean? Like, we're too young of a team. I think eventually, if we keep doing this, someone will find, like, one of the better teams that have a high completion rate will, figure out the holes in our game and beat us. Whereas if you're like an experienced team like the Roosters or something like that, I think you can kind of afford to because you know how to win comps pretty much. So
That Adam Reynolds can play.
he can play, he can kick.
He can play.
I said this when Adam Reynolds went to the Broncos. That
What'd you say, mate?
I said that if this Adam Reynolds goes up there and does the damn thing,
That's what you said.
he was underrated when he left the Bunnies. He's gone up there. Yeah, no, it was in like his legacy is very different. I think now when it was Bunnies, it was prelim City, can't do anything. But like going up to the Broncos, bunch of fucking weak losers who were bottom of the table, and like bringing them along with all these young hot boys. Like I just think he's. Like, even when he got dropped from Origin, I was like, what the fuck? I kind of thought he was pretty good. Like, and he just seems to be, he's calm, he's controlled. He's better than people give him credit for, even though now everyone's starting to suck him off. I was sucking him off way before.
He's always had, like, the best or just about the best kicking game in the game.
He's arguably
Always.
the most consistent 7 in the game because he's basically the lowest he's finished is a prelim outside of, and then he came to the Broncos. Obviously, we bowed out, but before that, he's he's won a grand final. He's been in a grand final, so 2 grand finals, and then every year after that, except for 1, he was in a prelim. It's like pretty fucking consistent.
It's very consistent.
I can give you the exact. So he went 12 prelim, 13 prelim, 14 grand final, 15, I think top 8, 16, 17 missed the finals, and then prelim, and then last year.
That's pretty fucking hectic.
That's like an incredibly consistent, but not just consistent, like high.
I agree with you though, Tom. I still don't think he gets enough raps.
And I missed the grand final in 21 as well.
Yeah.
No, you're probably right about that.
I am definitely right about that.
Noted. Noted.
Now, I was thinking, like, all this concussion chat.
Yep.
I think we need to dive into the world of the animal kingdom.
Yep.
And I had a really interesting fact for you boys. How come a woodpecker doesn't get concussion? Well, I'll tell you.
Okay, tell me.
The
I was
size
going to answer it for you. But
Okay, no, will you tell me?
No,
you tell me.
I'll tell you.
You tell me.
I think it's like the size and orientation of the beak. It sort of safeguards it from safeguards the bird's brain. Even like the strongest woodpecks left the bird brain with less than 60% of pressure needed to give a human brain concussion. You know what I mean?
That's what I was going to say.
Okay. I've got a little bit more for you.
Well, I think they've also got neck muscles and like cranial bone structures that protect them from like the 1200 G's forces.
G's of force,
G's
I
of
think,
force,
which is like 1200 times the
Force of gravity?
Force of gravity.
That they sustain while pecking.
Yeah. They can peck. Woodpeckers can peck.
Oh, they can
So
peck.
were you sitting at home going, fuck, well, like, why are we getting concussed when, like, you know, woodpeckers fucking literally
Do you want the truth? Do you want that cold, hard truth?
Yeah, I do.
We were talking about concussions on Monday before the show. And I said, boys, like I was trying to explain to them why people get concussed. It's not like even heading a soccer ball, you can get concussed because our bodies and most mammals, I'd say, aren't built for head trauma. And then I was like, you know, the reason why woodpeckers don't get concussion is because, and they were like, mate, you've got to talk about that on Thursday's podcast, the DMP.
Did you know the woodpecker thing?
Yeah, I knew that they had a specific makeup that
Why
stopped
did
them
you
getting
know?
concussed.
How did you know that?
Yeah, what is wrong
Did
with
you
you?
look that up?
I don't know.
Or did that come into your orbit?
I'm not sure. I just something that I picked
Are
up
you a
on
woodpecker
the way.
guy?
He sounds like it. This
Well, I
guy's
look
what,
like
what
it.
are they called? What are tweakers? Is that what bird enthusiasts are called? Twitchers? You're a twitcher.
Are you a twitcher?
I watch Twitch.
No, as in you go and like look at birds and shit in the sky.
Well, I look in the mirror every morning. Oh, that wasn't a sad thing. That was supposed to be a joke.
Put like an 80s
was supposed to be a
laugh
joke.
track under that. Or
Yeah.
Oh,
Put a
fuck. No, how dare you, Tom, because you laughed at that. You laughed at that.
Aww.
No.
What about other animals? What about those fucking deer that just boosh, run into each other? Why don't they get concussed?
Maybe they do.
Actually, I think they do. They kill each other sometimes doing it like that.
Fucking hell.
I've seen one bloke walking around with a whole head stuck into his antler. Walking around with another bloke's head.
What do you mean? What?
Now you do need to explain that better. I know what you're
So
saying.
the two bucks went toe to toe.
Yeah.
And their antlers got intertwined, and somehow he's ripped the head off the.
Ripped his whole head.
and walking around with the whole head.
That's alpha dog, if I've ever
I
seen
don't
one.
even understand how you would do that.
I don't know either. Maybe they got caught somewhere, and when the body decomposed, you ripped the head off.
Maybe a
He's
lion
dragging
came
around
along
this-
and was like, hump, took his body.
I actually don't know, but it happened because I saw the photo.
Should have asked the
Which
dude.
also
You should
could
have
been
asked
fucked
the
with
deer.
it. Maybe I should have.
That's pretty alpha though, rolling around with another dude's fucking antlers on your head.
Yeah.
With his head on
So
it.
where's this woodpecker thing going to? Are you suggesting like some sort of new headgear? Call it the woodpecker.
The woodpecker head.
Or do we get a woodpecker consultant into the NRL? Like, get a
Yes.
woodpecker in and be like, mate, what exercises are you doing? What's your secret?
Yeah, why? How can you bash your head against something
Yeah.
for so long and not be any issues?
Because I mean, like we can get we can maybe mix up the size and orientation of the brain, right? We can move that around.
Doesn't Phil Gould want to do a study into rugby league specific concussions?
Well, apparently he said that they have been doing a study.
He's like certain.
And he's like, there's going to be some news that's going to shock people.
he's been doing it.
Yeah, he's already commissioned like.
It's already going.
It's going.
It's running.
And he's like, mate, it's an overreaction, rugby league specific concussion research.
And he's basically, it's almost like he's dropping an album because he's like, when we drop this news,
Yeah.
it's going to shock a lot of people, change everything.
Yeah,
He literally said that.
he did.
Well,
Really?
Not verbatim, but
No,
that's
he
basically what
perhaps said it. He said, I'm going to drop my fucking big old sack on the table and be like, fuck
Big
you.
wrinkly sack.
Yeah.
Here
Yeah.
you go. Interesting.
Does your sack get more wrinkly the older you get, or is a sack just wrinkly by trade?
Or does it clean up and just get smooth?
Like
Air
reverse
falls off it.
ages.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd
With
like.
more wisdom, the smoother your sack gets.
Yeah, the wiser you are, the smoother because the wisdom I think is kept in your balls for men. I don't know where it's kept for women.
I think all the mistakes are in our balls, if I'm being honest.
Well,
outside of our kids.
There's mistakes in the balls.
There's mistakes in the balls for sure.
There's a
wisdom.
lot of mistakes.
Listen,
in the
they
balls.
learn from their mistakes, sometimes the hard way.
Yeah, well,
Literally the hard way.
I was about to say.
Shout out to Phil Good.
Speaking of woodpeckers,
Jesus.
Yeah, does the old fella get concussed?
It's a good point. That thing gets beaten with an inch of its life.
100%. And they always call it the little
They
head.
do make dumb decisions.
Yeah,
And they call it the little head.
Yeah.
And they go back for more.
Remember the age-old
don't
Nathan
learn.
Brown to Wayne Bennett, if
Mate.
he fought with his big head instead of his
Oh,
little head?
yeah. Shout out
One
to
of the
Nathan
great
Brown.
rugby league quotes. Oh, yeah. Anyway, who gives a shit? Monday night footy. Monday night footy. The NRL will consider bringing it back. Monday night footy when the comp expands to 18 teams. We would have to carefully consider it. There are a whole range of factors that need to be carefully considered. Well, you said that in the first line. Andrew
Allow
Abdo.
myself to introduce myself.
I don't like Monday night footy. I'd rather more footy on the weekend.
I would have a Monday if they.
You
bring
like
an
Monday
extra
night
team-
footy?
Monday night footy is one of my favourite things.
I hated playing in it. Hated playing in it.
Okay, playing's different, but
Yeah.
I
It's
love being
shit,
at
it's shit to play in. It's shit for fans, but it's good. It's good to get home from a long day
On
Just-
TV.
Yeah, it's shit to go to a
Playing
game,
yourself on
that's
the
for
couch.
sure. But yeah, like the more days that there's footy on, like that's why I like shit like baseball and NBA in America, where it was just like this fucking. It's on every day. It's on every goddamn day.
I did prefer Thursday to Monday. Like for
love
sure,
Thursday.
I prefer Thursday
Yes,
to
'cause
Monday.
like tonight, rugby league's
but
back.
if we are adding another game, I'm interested in a
Yeah.
Monday game
Okay.
for sure.
Okay. I just fucking hated playing Monday night games. Not
I
that
am
played
also
many,
just
but-
a little bit like woo up on the expansion though. Like I'm into it, but I'm like, are we really fucking look at the Tigers with respect?
Well,
Mate, as Wayne Bennett said, it's not a lack of players, it's a lack of coaches.
That's sweet. There's the problem still.
yeah, but that seems like an easier fix than fucking players.
I think like while your hand's hot and rugby league's hand is hot right now,
you gotta rip
you
in.
got to go.
You got to get that extra game.
Because like right now, for example, let's say we started building it now. We're the number one most watched sport in Australia, not even including Origin. And so the next TV rights come around, and we've got fucking 18 teams rather than 17 or whatever.
What's
We
an
go,
extra
boom,
game? You get
show me
9
the money.
games instead of 8.
Boom, show me the
Simple
money.
math.
Show me
It
the
is
money.
good math.
It's
I think
simple
while
math.
your hand's hot, you got to expand.
Rip in.
Hands hot. We got a hot hand at the moment.
Make hay while the sun shines.
You know
Absolutely.
that saying, baby.
Yeah, I do.
I reckon we're going to make that hay. I've
been convinced.
I'm certainly open to Monday night footy. I'm 100% open to Monday night footy. It's it's shit to attend. No one goes. They've got, I think they have to.
Have it at a core. No one goes there.
You get a concession, I'm pretty sure, off the NRL.
Oh, really?
I think they did last time they had Monday night games. If you host it, you get a concession because no one goes.
As long as they still
So your
release
revenue's
teams.
fall off a cliff.
As long as they still release teams on a Tuesday, don't fuck with my team list Tuesday.
You like Teamless Tuesday?
Yeah. Well, it's just there's something every day.
They have to.
There
Still
really is something every day in rugby
They'd still
league.
have to be teamless Tuesday, wouldn't they?
Well, maybe it's like, well, we need an extra day to work out who's fucking fit and ready and willing, and like.
They had Team List Tuesday when there was Monday night footy a decade ago.
There you go.
I mean,
I could
Extra
also,
time, Monday
if
night.
they don't go Monday, I could cop in the winter when they do 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I could cop a 6 o'clock Sunday night game.
yeah, I could, but I'm also a bit fucking like some weekended out by that time on Sunday, and
You got to reset the dribble brain. man.
you know what I mean? Like I don't know if I can pound 3 games of rugby league on Saturday.
But
and on
you
Sunday.
don't watch all of them. But it's like Sunday night, you're definitely at home.
Yes, you are.
Like 2 o'clock Sunday, I'm not necessarily at home.
I wonder what you'd go to you'd get less to games on a Sunday night at 6 p.m. or Monday.
Monday for sure.
Monday
It's a
for sure.
Yeah.
It is absolutely like Monday.
No one does anything on Monday nights. Restaurants and shit close on Mondays.
I think the TV networks will want Mondays because
Fucking
it's
hope
so
they will.
popular.
Massive.
Yeah.
Actually, I think like viewing, audiences wise, is probably be
Yeah.
quite watched because everyone's at home.
Well, back
I
in,
don't know how
yeah.
my wife would handle it.
it's a good point.
Like another game of rugby league.
So we'd only have Tuesday and Wednesdays rugby league free.
Oh fuck,
That's pretty fucking.
that's pretty hot.
good.
That's pretty horny.
yeah.
Okay, I'm convinced now. You've convinced me. Monday
There you
night
go.
games are back. Bring him back,
Bring him
Blendies.
back.
Abdo,
Imagine just 2 days. Like your week would fly.
fly.
You'd be like,
Imagine
Monday, fuck, so shit off, but I got footy tonight.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday, you're like, ugh, whatever.
Teamless Tuesday.
Wednesday, or teamless Tuesday, but we're like, whatever. And then Wednesday, hump day, and then Thursday, footy.
Rugby.
Rip in.
We'd have to fucking.
It's like it's a way of essentially shortening the week. without
what have you-
actually shortening the
But
week.
they are removing days for us to dribble and yarn. Like, what do you do on a Monday? Do you have to preview the game?
We'd have to
as well
do
as
two
review the game?
reviews or Bender a review all the way through, 24-hour review.
Yeah, you would.
Just sit
You
there
guys have
watching.
to be 24 hours.
24-hour review.
You'd have to do a review and then a mini review. What do you think they'll do for the 18th team? Do you think they'll have this Pacifica team based in Cairns that I keep hearing about?
I feel like that's a bit weird.
Why?
I like it.
You want to lock down that talent so it doesn't go anywhere else.
Like, I get it. It's more about like going, like, you know, it's easy to support a team from this place or this place. It's sort of a bit of it's just like an amalgamation of different regions and areas. Like Papua New Guinea is also big.
Work
They're
for the
really
West
in there.
Indies.
Yeah,
Mate, I'm telling ya.
they're actually struggling massively. I think in the cricketing sense,
But it worked for a while.
Yeah, but I guess I'm more mean like PNG. Have it as PNG.
No,
Or
I reckon
West
Polynesian.
Australia. Or fucking like.
But it's,
Pacifica team.
but it's a way of literally going in there, setting up like fucking youth catchment areas and just going, yoink, yoink,
And-
take everyone.
And also,
So the union doesn't get shit.
their recruitment would be so easy because so many Polynesian boys would be like, fucking oath, I'm playing for that team. And also, they immediately have fans because like Pacifica people would be like 100%. It's like basically in my national side.
But that in and of it seems a bit like you're all the same.
no,
And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that's what they're saying, but it's just a little bit like.
well, like for example,
It doesn't. If you're from Samoa, Tonga,
Well, it's a team in the region.
yeah, it's a team, and also
As
I think
opposed to, it's not a country thing. It's a region. It's like, you're
I
not
know, I
asking them to represent a different country. It's
No,
like,
I
it's
know.
just a team.
and also like I think
very like. I don't know.
no, like for example, Samoa and Tongas, obviously they're different people, but like they have so much in common that they would feel represented by each other to a degree.
I definitely don't have an issue with it,
Well,
but
I
I'm
think-
certainly more like. It makes more sense to me to have it as like a specific.
Like we'll put it this way, Josh,
There's no way in the world that they could have that. They've got the money, the resources, the talent to just go one in PNG or one in Samoa
agree.
or one in
Like,
Tonga.
PNG, you probably could.
PNG, you'd need the whole lot. Because, like, for example, Josh Papali'i was asked about it. He said 100% I would sign with that side. Like, I'm gone tomorrow. So you'd get so many Samoan, Tongan, PNG players, Fijian players. They'd all...
PNG, like the PNG side have got a team in the Queensland Cup. I think that's sort of like the upper. That's the limit
For the
You know what I mean?
Hunters.
And I think Fiji's in New South Wales Cup or the one below? One below.
If you're
They're on
talking
massive
NRL
cup.
standard where they all fucking rip in, it would need to be.
Well, but it would be a
collection.
pen. But like it would be a pen. It's not like you just go. It's not like fucking Nathan Cleary couldn't play for him. You know what I mean? So it's
course.
not. But so what I mean is like, it doesn't fucking matter where. Like if it's PNG that's the side, it doesn't mean you can't have fucking people from other countries playing for it.
I
It's
just
like
don't think
you
they'd
have
feel as represented, though. Like, whereas if it's a Pacifica side, you're representing your area
Yeah,
of the
I can.
world.
I can certainly see the benefit to like you're covering more area. It's just sort of the vibe.
'Cause you got
on a
what?
vibe test. I'm a bit
Perth,
like,
third Brisbane team, New Zealand. That's really the option.
Perth is.
Perth doesn't really get me horny. I will be.
I don't
honest.
think. The thing about Perth is, if they were to set up a team in Perth, you still have to set up. Where's their feeder side? Like, where are they getting all their talent
It's a kind
from?
of a place
Do you know
to
what I
get
mean? Like, Melbourne is not actually a Melbourne team. It's basically a Queensland team playing in Melbourne. So it would need to be a similar setup for Perth. Whereas something like this, where you're targeting an area going, well, that's where our talent's coming from. It's an easier sell, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. And also,
It's Queensland, Cairns.
and it cements that area of like a lot of pathways for a lot of people from Samoa, Tonga, Fiji, PNG to get, to
I think it's very
pathways to
attractive
it.
for the NRL to be like, let's lock down that part of the world, which already is represents 60% of players anyway.
I think it's about 50% are Polynesian now.
So it's huge numbers.
That is massive.
Now,
As long as none of the Manly Islander boys go, I'm happy. And we've got a fair few of them in the side.
well, actually, we'll get to...
We did let a couple go.
Well, not to. I'm saying as long as they don't go to the fucking
Oh yeah, right.
Pacifica side.
Also, just quickly, guys, don't forget when Alex Twoll scores a try, his first ever try, Sportsbet will be down at their next home game giving out free meat pies. So massive thanks to Sportsbet for partnering with Bloke. If he does score, get down to their next home game at the Tigers and they'll be giving out free meat pies. Let's get into the NRL
Could I just
preview.
quickly as well before we do, just want to shout out a fella called Blake. He's a big fan of the show, likes to listen. He's going through a tough time, chemo, but he said that he's sitting in there like in the chemo ward listening to all of us and just like pissing himself. And he's like, it's a very weird fucking vibe when everyone's in there and I'm laughing. You know what I mean? And he shot us a message and I just wanted to
Blake,
say,
did you say?
Blake, hope you're doing well, bruh.
Fucking shout out, Blake.
Keep ripping.
Shout out, Blake. Now, on to the preview. Storm v. the Roosters. Who you got, boys? Storm paying $1.77. Roosters paying $2.05.
Hard to get a read on this fucking thing.
There's a part of me, and I've been tipping awfully.
Yeah,
My
same.
gambling's been a nightmare, as in responsibly, but I'm shit house.
Yeah.
And if I go with what I think will happen, I think the Storm, but I'm betting on the Roosters because they're value, and I still think they're good.
Okay.
And I like Joey Manu at the back. Teddy's done.
Roosters in a very, very tight
one.
Yeah, I'm going Roosters. They looked very hot for periods there last week. Bulldogs v. the Rabbitohs. Bulldogs paying $3.50. Rabbitohs $1.31. Bulldogs decimated by injury.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only. I'm going Rabbits, but they haven't really
They've been a bit up and down.
They haven't turned me on.
They got a couple
this
injuries
year,
as well,
Rabbitohs.
but definitely the Rabbitohs to win it. But they've started a little slow.
Little flat, just a bit ginger.
They are late runners usually anyway.
Yeah, that is true. But the Dogs, fucking hell, having to go and try and beg for concessions this early on is pretty concerning.
Just an interesting fact about South this year. They've got the second least points scored so far. Tigers obviously the worst, and South are the second worst, which is interesting for South. And they have the third best defense, so it's kind of,
Well, defense is important.
Yeah, it's 50% of the game.
Very important.
I'd say it's actually more than 50% of the game.
But you're not you haven't lit me on fire yet.
No.
Light him on fire.
I want to be lit on fire.
Light him on fire, Rabbitohs.
Light me up.
I'm going Rabbits. North Queensland's versus Dolphins. Dolphins also not necessarily as smashed as the Bulldogs in regards to numbers, but key players being injured or out suspended. They've got a lot. North Queensland. I'm going
Drink's
Scotty
back
Drink
too.
back.
Drinky's back, Cotter's back, Hot Boy's back.
Yeah.
Hot Boy, the boys are back.
Cutler big in.
Yeah.
Oh, big, thick
Cutler
fellas.
Big ins.
big fucking
Hard to
ins.
go past the cows.
Milf out. Kafusi out. Sean O'Sullivan's still out.
Cows v Fish. Cows win.
I think Cows win at home, 28 degrees. Hot.
Dry track.
Cowboys fish.
Dry
Cowboys
track.
fish.
Yeah. Cows win that.
Penrith versus the Manly Seagulls. Manly are paying $3.25.
It's juicy
value.
stuff here, and you take
I'm not going to lie. It's pretty juicy, that.
You just take them at the start. Penrith are shit. It's fine.
What's the line on this one?
9.5.
9.5.
Yeah. Well, it was yesterday.
I don't mind it. I don't
Would
mind
be
it.
surprised if that's
Listen,
come in.
Manly, we haven't lost. We haven't lost in a couple of weeks, so we're on. We're not on a losing streak, which is good. I think you also learn a lot from week to week. Like Siebes, my favourite coach in the NRL, but he's a cerebral coach, and it's about learnings and growth.
Always said that. Learnings and growth, growth and learnings. And a lot of learning, a lot of growing, a little learning
Yeah,
this
we
week.
took the Knights at face value, which is that they're a shit club and they're not good, and we didn't. We should have gone.
Well, the joke was on us.
Yeah, it was April Fool's.
The joke was on us.
But I think Manly win and win well.
Where did April Fools come from? What's the go with that?
Probably some American.
Yeah, it's probably some marketing genius.
It's pretty fucking weird if you think about it.
Like
On
just this day,
we
we're
all
gonna
make
fool
shit
everyone.
up.
Yeah.
It's probably some bloke that bloody cheated on his missus or something, and he was like, April Fools.
I didn't actually do it.
Didn't happen. And it just fucking went from there.
Maybe.
That's
Anyway.
probably exactly how it happened.
Yeah. Brizzy Broncos versus Canberra Raiders. Danger game for Broncos because Raiders, they're tough. They bring
It's
it down.
not a
No,
danger
fuck
game,
off.
Dennis.
Jack
Shut
Whiten's
up.
out.
I know Jack Whiten's out.
Shut up.
They can't win without
Ricky's
Jack Whiten.
Raiders, they're a tough team. They've still got
You're
a...
full of
they're not
shit.
that
You're trying to. That's faux humility, dude. You're trying to pretend.
fuck it.
Oh, the Croker's back.
Yeah, that is fart sniffy, dude. It's so
my
fucking like
So if I say we're going to pound him in the earth, that's fast.
It's
Yeah,
fake
because at least you'll
humility.
be telling the truth.
Be honest. You're gonna
fucking
fuck
You're
hell.
not worried at all.
So you're not worried about Raiders beating the
Mate,
Broncos?
cameras off. You wouldn't say that.
Fuck off.
No,
Different
fuck,
man on camera. Different
Oh
man.
my God.
You reckon the Raiders?
I don't reckon the
without
Raiders.
Jack Whiten
I just
are
reckon
a
it's
sniff.
I
They just
reckon.
got 50 put on him last week. We got it.
That's
How
the
are
point.
they going to score points?
All I'm saying is they may make it a battle. I'm still picking the Broncos, but they may drag them down and make it a battle. They've just got pounded into the earth.
Fucking asteroid might hit the fucking stadium.
Oh, okay. Fuck me.
Game might get
Cooper
called
Comp,
off.
Matty John's right here. Jesus Christ.
What? I can't have an opinion now.
Oh, you can.
If
you
wanna-
can't
if you
call
wanna
me a
com- if
fucking
you wanna
fart
com-
sniffer because I had mine.
You're a fart sniffer.
No, it's mate. All we're saying is faux humility, not a great trait.
No, not a great trait.
Oh, this is the same thing I've been saying for a few weeks now. It's not-
Insincere.
Yeah.
Last week I was arrogant. Now it's faux humility.
Yeah.
Yeah. Correct.
So are we all going the Broncos then?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The Gold Coast Titans versus Dragons.
Pops out, so I like the Drags.
Yeah. I like the Dragons.
AJ's
Pops
out as well.
AJ's out.
Oh, I'm going Drags. I'll
Yeah.
go Drags.
But
Value.
I'll tell you why I'm going the Dragons, because I reckon it's a coin flip and they're paying 205.
Yeah. The problem that
That's
we
fair,
do
that's
face is
fair.
that you should never trust a DMC, and like we will learn the hard way. I never learn actually, so I am tipping them, and they'll probably fuck me.
Newy Knights versus Warriors.
Like the Warriors here.
Waz.
$1.80 is a good price for
I
Waz.
love the Waz, dude. I love it.
I've got an ambush in mind. I don't think the Knights might ambush them.
Listen, I will say this about the Knights. For a club that's like had injury problems, but also like they're kind of crap, they have been very good. Like, you know what I mean? They've been
Last
impressive.
couple of
like,
weeks.
They've been tough,
Yeah, last couple of weeks.
gritty.
Grit.
Tigers versus Eels.
Eels.
Yeah.
I think it could go from like
Bad to worse.
really, really bad
I'd love
to
to
like
see.
worse.
I know this sounds like mean
think it'll be
spirited,
fair
maybe.
close.
I want to see a fucking smash up.
40 points.
An Easter smash up.
Oh, no.
I do.
Oh, no.
I can't help it. And I'm usually an anti-Eels.
They won this game last year in the same position, I believe.
But
Yeah.
Hastings was
serves.
playing. Kicked a field goal to win it.
Well, that we do. Not enough is said about
and
that.
I tell you what's interesting. Hastings can play rugby league.
Yeah, but they wanted him to play back
And
row.
they thought, you know what, we're going to fuck him off.
unless you play lock, we're going to get rid of you.
Yeah.
We're going to keep Luke Brooks.
So we're going to get rid of our best player, and then also we're going to tell Wakeham that, mate, this spot's yours for a while, and then after 2 weeks go, nah.
Yeah. We're also going to say Dewey's the best fullback we have, and then after 2 weeks we're going to go, you know what? I don't know if that's right. I don't know if I was right
It's
about
not
that.
making heaps of sense to me.
Oh, I'm going Eels. Anything on, boys? You got a stream tonight?
We've got a stream tonight. Jarchi with us. Maybe someone else we don't know. Maybe it's just Jarchi. We haven't fucking booked anyone else.
Did you talk to Sebo? No.
I forgot.
Okay.
So Seb might be joining
Well,
us.
that's why.
Podcast consultant.
Podcast consultants. Look, I had a lot on.
Too busy
I
consulting.
exercised
Yeah, too
this
busy
morning.
consulting.
I exercised. And these hats may be gone, but hellosport.shop.
HelloSport.shop. HelloSport.shop. Make sure to grab a case of Bloke beer. As I said, we are on special in all bottle-os. We are also on special in, was it IGAs as well? Get in your local, grab a case, try our MIDI, and I'll go and fuck myself. Thank you.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.